and welcome to our channel. If you're new here, my name is Todd St Pierre, and I'm here with Kimberlee Morgan. We're realtors here with the Morgan and Associates team, which is brokered by Epique Realty and covers Coachella Valley here in beautiful California. Today's video, we're going to discuss purchasing new home construction. How is it different from purchasing an existing home, and what you need to be aware of? Kimberlee, we're doing this video today because you actually just had a situation come up with a previous client purchasing new construction. So let's get into it. What's
Awesome.
something that somebody should be aware of when purchasing a new construction home?
Thanks, Todd. I do think it's really important that we get this out there. I think the number one thing to remember when you're even considering stopping at a new construction build, always call your trusted realtor. Todd and I or our team, let your realtor go with you on that first appointment. It is so important, even if you're not specifically looking to move and you're just kind of thinking, call us, let us go with you, let us sign you in so that you are protected and covered. Otherwise, what people don't realize, and Todd, we've talked about this, it's so important, is people walking into a new construction. If you walk in by yourself, you are literally signing up to be represented by the builder, and you don't get to bring in your own agent after that to negotiate and to help you through the process of the sale. You are a subject of the builder and you belong to them, and there's nothing we can do as agents to help you from that point on. Great
That's
question,
crazy.
Todd.
Yeah, so that person that's sitting in the sales office, they're there representing the builder and their best interest and not yours.
100%.
So what's something that might be different about negotiating a new construction home as opposed to buying an existing home?
So actually, there's really not a lot of difference in that regard because that's why you definitely want your own agent. So if I'm the list agent and I'm representing the builder and I work for the builder, I'm not going to be looking at finding discounts for you, upgrades, price reductions, working on fees. As many of you might be aware, NAR just changed a lot of our contract where a seller is not putting in writing up front what their commission will be for a buyer's agent. So there's so many things at play in a contract that you are literally not represented for. So having an agent on your side, we can do the same thing that we do on a regular home build. We are there to protect you, to help you, to make sure that you are getting the best deal, to negotiate the price, the upgrades, closing date, picking your own lender. I mean, there's so many factors involved. We also are going to be there with you through the process of inspections, making sure that things are compliant and helping you because our interest at that point is you, not the builder. The builder's interest at the end of the day is the builder, and the agent that represents the builder is there on behalf of the builder, getting paid by the builder. So you obviously never want to be somebody. I always like to say this as a scenario so that it's really clear. You would never go into a hostile divorce situation and use your ex's attorney to represent you. Like it's just not ever good business. And I hate to bring up something negative like that, but it's very similar. When you go into the buyer's brokerage, you are being I'm sorry, the builder's brokerage, you are being represented and their best interest is what they're concerned about, not you and what your best interest is.
You had brought up finance, and that's one of the things I was going to ask you. Um, Looking at buying a new home build, do you have to go with the builder's bank or their financing company, or can you bring in your own financing?
Another great question that so many people don't realize. You are under no obligation to use any specific lender ever, whether it's new construction or regular construction or an old house on the market. You always have the right to choose your own lender. Do not be persuaded into using their lender. Obviously, there's a reason that they have an in-house lender. And again, at the end of the day, we want to protect you. So always know if you have a trusted lender, we want you to use them and we will negotiate that as well.
Wonderful. And you had mentioned earlier also, touched on home inspection. Since this is a new construction build, I wouldn't think a home inspection would be needed, but you touched on that. Can you tell a little bit more?
Absolutely. So, Todd, that's a great question. And I used to think the same thing. When I got into real estate 19 years ago, I had several new construction property clients, and one of them chose to do a home inspection, which at the time, being that I was new, I didn't really understand. I thought it was kind of a waste of money. We literally were at the home inspection. Our inspector put his ladder up on the wall to climb up and check a vent, and the ladder went through the wall into the garage. So obviously, this was put up very quickly, and somebody didn't inspect it after it was done, and it was not placed properly with secure. So that's a reason it's so important to get a home inspection. People make mistakes. It may be a small electrical mistake. It may be something as simple as the outlets aren't actually working or connected. And those are things you want to know, because there's nothing more frustrating than moving into a brand new house and going in to plug in your hair dryer or, a blender in the kitchen and the outlet doesn't work. It's something simple like that. We want to make sure that you have everything working when you move into a new home, which you should always anyways. Or it could be something majorly wrong with the construction, with the way the studs were placed, with the roof shingles not being correct. There's a lot that goes into it. Placing new windows, making sure it's sealed correctly. Also, having that home inspection gives you more of a peace of mind, and you will know up front if there's anything that you need to be on the lookout for. And we can still at that point request repairs from the builder before we close on your behalf and renegotiate your contract. So 100% always recommend getting a home inspection no matter what kind of home you're buying.
Good to know. Another question I had is, you walk into that sales center and they have all the upgrades and all the bells and whistles that you can add to your home. How can a realtor help navigate those upgrades?
Oh, that's another great question. So, as you know, when you walk into a model home, they have all the bells and whistles in that model home. And of course, that's what we do. We always put our best foot forward and show you what's available. But when you walk into your new home build, it doesn't have all those bells and whistles and upgrades. So, one, it's kind of like a candy store. Everything looks amazing, but the price adds up. So, your realtor is going to be on your side, figure out what you need, what your wants are, what your desires are, and exactly where you should be spending money. A lot of times the builder will give you incentives with, a good offer to help you. And then your realtor can help navigate those and figuring out what your priorities are, what's most important, what's cost effective, what's going to suit your needs, but also resell. You don't want to put all your money into these amazing, upgrades that are not going to bring you back any money in the end. So we are happy to walk you through that, go through that, help you pick out what's important. And also, at the end of the day, like I said, we can negotiate on your behalf. So if there's something in there that you absolutely want, but it's not covered, that's something we can negotiate, saying, look, we're ready to move forward, but we want this upgrade added free of charge or at a 50% discount. We're already giving you XYZ. So it's kind of like having a negotiator. We're a negotiator on your side, negotiating for you to get the home that you want, but at a value that's still affordable. The other thing too is a lot of times we've seen people go in and they add all these upgrades. Well, let's say your house is $500,000. After you add the upgrades, your house could be 550,000. And what people don't realize is those upgrades now could throw you out of being qualified for that loan and will
Mhm.
change your payment. So your
Yeah.
debt to income ratio still matters. So it's super important. And that's a great question, Todd, because it's really important that you know that going in. Everything has a reason and a key that, everything's like a domino. They all kind of stumble together. And that's why it is so important that you have us to represent you.
All great to know. And then I also know Morgan and Associates has some programs available. Let's say I'm looking to buy a new home, but I have an existing home. Um, do I need to sell that property first? What are my options there?
Great question. And Todd, I might throw this back on you because I know you know these programs a lot better than I do. But you're correct. We do at Epique Realty have several with Morgan and Associates. We have several programs available of investors, of different companies, of different ways of buying your property to actually put you into escrow so that when you're making an offer on a new build, you're not contingent on having to sell your home. It makes your offer stand out clear. It gives a sense of security. You're not worried about what if my home doesn't sell in a certain time. We also have a program where they'll buy your home, they can close escrow on your home and then give you 75% of the money up front as a free and clear. So it removes all contingencies is what it does. You can also, like, if you're buying a new home build and let's say it's not going to be built for 6 months, we have programs that'll buy your home from you. You can rent back for that 6 months in your home and not be displaced, not have to stress about what if the home doesn't sell in 6 months. You can literally stay in your home, rent it back, and then when the home is built, move into your new home. And then our company, Todd and I, will sell your home for you um, back on the open market. And let's say the house is 500,000. I use that just because it's an easy number. And let's say it actually sells for 550 at the time in 6 months. That $50,000 gets put back into your pocket, even though it isn't what we initially agreed upon, because we are going by what the sale price is. So it's a win-win for situations like that. And it's always better to go in with a non-contingent offer. However, it's not a priority, but Todd, if you want to talk about some of the other benefits, I know I kind of glossed over it. Maybe you can chime in there. If not, Todd and I are always
No,
happy to share that with you too. But if you have
yeah,
anything more, I
I mean,
love it.
Kimberlee, you touched on a lot of the points there. There's a lot of options available if you're coming in looking to buy a new home and you have an existing home to sell. It really depends on your case, your situation. So I would just say reach out to us, let us explore what your options are, and see what program fits your situation the best, because there are a
Great
lot of
answer.
options.
And there are a lot of options, and we'll be able to get you several options and then figure out and weigh out which one's the best for you in your situation, which I love because it's not just a one size fits all. Everybody's different and everybody has different needs. So that's a benefit here with Morgan and Associates for sure.
A- Absolutely. So just closing things up, Kimberlee, is there anything else that maybe we didn't touch on as far as new construction that you want to throw in there, or?
Yeah, just thanks. Todd. I just want to recap again. It is important to have your realtor with you. Do not ever go into a new home construction build, even if you have no intention of buying and you're just snooping. We would rather go with you because I just recently had a client who went, didn't anticipate buying, just saw this new community and he fell in love. And so now he's stuck using their realtor or he can't buy in there. And that's just the way it is. So yes, I'm going to be selling his home. However, that isn't helping him on the side of the new construction. And it's really important because we have to look at that contract. We have to pay attention to fees. We don't want junk fees added on to you. We don't want you paying for the builder's extra costs. The builder needs to pay those. There's so many things that can happen. And at the end of the day, you want someone looking out for you, not for the builder. So, and that's with any home, right? I mean, you always want somebody looking out for you. So that's why Todd and I do this is we are not, I like to say we're not transaction builders, we're people builders, we're relationship builders. And the only way we're going to earn your trust and your respect and your repeat business and your referral business is by looking out and negotiating for you. So don't be the person that shows up to divorce court with their ex's attorney. Get your own representation always. And know we're here and we love touring model homes too because it's fun for us. We love seeing new homes, new builds, plus the fashion and the trends and everything else. You're never wasting our time. And I think that's the key takeaway. I hear it all the time from clients. I don't want to waste your time. I'm not sure if we're really looking, but these look interesting. You're not wasting our time. We would love to go with you, maybe grab a coffee afterwards and talk about it. If not, even if it's 6 months down the road and you call us and say, hey, Todd, hey, Kimberlee, we want to make an offer on that community, we can't help you unless we went with you. So there's no time clause there. Just know once you sign in with that builder, you are their client. So I think that's probably the most important fact is you want representation of your own. And there's so many beautiful things. And this isn't to bash home builders, by the way, or on-site agents at all. But I think it's really important that we separate your interest from their interest and make sure that you're protected.
Thanks, Kimberlee. And we have a great team of agents here in the Coachella Valley. So if you're looking for new construction or an existing home or you have a home to sell, we've got you covered from Palm Spring to Coachella. And to reach out to us, all of our contact information will be below. And we look forward to seeing you on the next video.
Actually, I want to add one thing there,
Yeah.
Todd. We actually have an agent now that goes all the way to Banning, Beaumont, Joshua Tree, and Yucca
Oh,
Valley. So we are literally from Beaumont to Coachella. So we have
wonderful.
somebody to cover you, even up in the high desert up of Joshua Tree and Yucca Valley. So we are growing. And I think it's really important too to say that we literally strategically pick our agents for our team, not only based on their values, their experience, their ethics, but their location. So we literally have agents placed in every quadrant of the valley and the surrounding area because we want to make sure that you have somebody that is a local, hyper local, knows the area, knows the ordinances, knows the community, knows the realtors, because that's a key aspect as well. We are your boots on the ground. We're here to do the work for you. And so if it's not Todd or myself, we are happy to put you with a member of our team, and we do it all the time, who is in the area that you're looking for or thinking of selling. So I think that's a great thing that you said, Todd, but I just wanted to add Joshua Tree, Yucca Valley, Banning, and Beaumont are now on our list.
Absolutely.
So
Wonderful. All right, guys. Well, have a great day.
thanks so much, Todd. Great questions, and I love it. And we're always here to help.
Bye.
Bye.